The news edge at 11, tracking the world's most wanted man. Tonight, new information about the whereabouts of Osama bin Laden. We've known for some time that the terror mastermind is likely in Pakistan. But the common perception was that he was hiding out in mountain caves. Not so, according to some experts, pointing a very different picture of his lifestyle. Fox 5's Beth Parker working this one down in the newsroom now. Beth?
Well, Brian, this NATO official with access to high-level security information says that Osama bin Laden is living in relative comfort in Pakistan. He says that Osama is moving here along the border of Afghanistan and Pakistan between Chitral and Kurram. To many, he is the mastermind of 9/11. To Jesse and Carol Reuben, he's the man who took away their son.
Personally, it would be justice for me personally that finally we would get this guy that actually killed our son.
40-year-old Todd Reuben grew up in Potomac. He's been gone for 9 long years now. Todd's twin sons were 11 years old when their dad's plane hit the Pentagon.
He didn't get a chance to see his children grow up.
Those children are young men now, college students, and their family is still waiting for the capture of Osama bin Laden.
I'm a hopeful person usually. But with every passing year and every 9/11 ceremony, it gets harder and harder to be hopeful, frankly.
A NATO official with access to sensitive information now says bin Laden is not hiding out in a cave as many once thought, but instead living in houses in northwest Pakistan.
We have all this technology and all the drones and all the things going on, and we can't, he's proven that he's outsmarted us at every turn. That's frustrating.
To security experts, it is not shocking news. Even 9/11 families like the Reubens understand the terrain and culture and political situation are all complicated. For them, one thing is perfectly clear.
We miss him every day.
Todd's parents are now docents or guides at the Pentagon Memorial. It's a chance to help others and tell Todd's story.
He was really quite a good guy.
Todd's sister, Stacy, still hopes for Osama's capture, too.
It's not going to bring anyone back, and it's not going to change the history, but it can change the future and at least make everyone a little more settled.
Settled? It's a feeling these families haven't had much of since that dreadful day in 2001. Now, the Pentagon refuses to confirm or deny this latest information about bin Laden. Pakistan's government has said all along that it is not harboring Osama bin Laden.
Bin Laden was killed when a small U.S. military team raided a mansion yesterday in Abbottabad. It's an area north of the Pakistani capital of Islamabad. His body has already been buried at sea, and President Obama spoke about the operation late last night, giving thanks to those who helped close this chapter in American history. Let's listen to some of what he had to say.
Finally, let me say to the families who lost loved ones on 9/11 that we have never forgotten your loss, nor wavered in our commitment to see that we do whatever it takes to prevent another attack on our shores.
Many lives changed by the attacks on 9/11, including hundreds, if not thousands, here in the D.C. area. 2 of those, Jesse and Carol Reuben, they lost their son Todd on 9/11. He was a husband and father from Potomac, Maryland, and was a passenger on American Flight 77 that hit the Pentagon. The Reubens are joining us in studio this morning, and we do appreciate you getting up at this hour. I understand, though, that you didn't really sleep much last night from the news. You know, I was kind of watching, Jesse, there as you were watching the president. You had a slight smile on your face. What was going through your mind when you heard this?
Well, we're grateful for our people and what they did, but it's bittersweet for us. It really can't bring closure because we've lost somebody who we can't bring back. But it does help ease the pain. We've tried for 9.5 years to get this guy, and to know that our forces finally did is helpful. Mm-hmm. It does help. Even though it's bittersweet for us, it's helpful to know that we're still out there looking for these guys, and maybe they'll think twice before they try again to do something on our shores.
Did you think we would see this day? I mean, it's been so long, and I know so many people were hoping for it and wondering if it would come. Did you think you would see this day, Carol?
I'm not sure I ever did, but I was listening to everything, and the fact that they built, was it a steel mansion for him, showed that there's still so much support, that it's a little scary that even though he's gone, what has he left behind as a legacy?
And that's what I was kind of wondering too. Do you feel safer? I mean, that he's gone. Do you fear some backlash knowing that the support system that he had in place?
No, because I'm just glad that he, as the head of what he was, is gone, and I think that gives a lot of closure. It shows that the United States is unified and going after him and getting him. And the many soldiers, sailors, Marines were doing it all the time, and we didn't know it.
And look what's changed since that September 11th day. I mean, our security, we're all more conscious of security, and our lives, everybody's lives have changed. Not only the families, but walking through an airport, your life has changed. So, yeah, everything has changed since 9/11, and I think we are more secure. And it's a lot tougher for these people to get in here and do whatever they want to do. And but they're still out there. There's no question they're out there. And everybody's sensitive to that. But all you got to do is walk out to the Pentagon, where we go quite often, and look at those benches. I don't know if you've seen the benches, but it's amazing to see the people that lost their lives out there that day. And hopefully it will never happen again in this country, that we'll have to suffer through this thing, and other families will have that.
Do you plan to go back out there today to the Pentagon Memorial yourself after hearing?
I don't know. Maybe we will. I don't know. It's hard when we go out there, but we do go, and we try to explain to people what it all means, what the benches mean to us, and yeah, we go out there and explain to tourists and things about it.
Well, Jesse and Carol Reuben, we appreciate you talking with us, and we'll delve a little bit more into talking about Todd. I know you're going to join us coming up in our next hour. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Carol and Jesse Reuben come to the Pentagon Memorial often, about once a month. But this time is different. It's their first visit since the announcement that U.S. troops killed Osama bin Laden. Their 40-year-old son, Todd Reuben, of Potomac, Maryland, was a lawyer flying for business to Los Angeles when terrorists steered the jetliner into the Pentagon. Reuben left behind twin sons, then 11, now almost ready to graduate from college, a wife, his parents, and a big hole in their lives that the news of bin Laden's death does little to fill.
I was happy the crowds were happy and jumping up and down, and they're happy about their country, and I'm happy for them. But at the same time, it's bittersweet for us.
Sadness, loss, emptiness, feeling of never being able to see Todd again and never having him in our lives visibly. Of course, he's in our thoughts and our hearts all the time.
Many here say that President Obama was right when he said justice was done by killing Osama bin Laden. But for the Reubens, they say that the use of the word closure for them really isn't appropriate.
We are happy about what happened to bin Laden, but we don't have closure as long as our son is not here.
It's not closure for us. There'll never be a closure because there's no way of bringing someone back, and Todd is gone. And the country, I think, as a whole, there'll be closure for those that didn't lose a loved one, but not for us.
At the Pentagon Memorial, this is Chris Gordon, News 4.
On this sunny Tuesday morning,
This is 61.
Carol Reuben walks a path that has become very familiar outside the Pentagon. It's the memorial site for the 184 people who lost their lives.
Todd Reuben, who is my son, and he was on the plane, so his bench is facing the Pentagon.
Todd Reuben was killed. This week, his mom was drawn back to the site because of bin Laden's death. While she's grateful there's been justice, there's little comfort.
We've lost Todd, and that will never go away. So they're being very vigilant about any further repercussions that will come with this killing.
There may be no such thing as closure, but there is some comfort tonight for the families of 9/11 victims, including many right here in our area. Fox 5's Beth Parker talked with one of those families today.
This is Todd Reuben, the best man, giving the toast at his brother's wedding.
He had everything going for him, and it was just taken away from him in a split second.
Reuben grew up a soccer kid from Montgomery County, a father and lawyer killed on the plane that hit the Pentagon. At home in Potomac Sunday night, Todd's mom got the phone call she's been waiting for.
They got him, and I said, they got who? He said they got bin Laden.
They watched on television as people spilled into the streets.
It's joyful. It was happy to watch all the students and the people in the streets, and we felt the same way.
But that joy faded.
Like a high and a low. You know, they've got bin Laden, he's gone, thank goodness. But Todd's also gone, and he'll never be back. And that's sort of a sadness that we carry all the time.
Now, the Reubens have done everything they can to keep Todd's memory alive. In fact, there's a plaque in his honor here at Churchill High School, where he used to play soccer. It's a way of remembering him, not for how he died, but for how he lived.
I think Todd was really a great person. He was a terrific father and a wonderful son.
Todd's twin sons were 11 when their father died. They will graduate from college next year. The milestones keep coming.
And I'm glad on the 10th anniversary of the 9/11 that we'll be able to say it's over.
The Reubens are grateful to those serving in the military for taking on such a dangerous operation. Jesse and Carol Reuben know as well as anybody how much can be lost. In Potomac, Beth Parker, Fox 5 News.
Thank you. May God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America.
All right, well, that wraps it up there. This is breaking news tonight. President Obama, of course, is finishing addressing.
Finally, let me say to the families who lost loved ones on 9/11 that we have never forgotten your loss, nor wavered in our commitment to see that we do whatever it takes to prevent another attack on our shores.